going to be talking about what I personally like to look for when digging through the warehouse of the TF2 workshop, specifically what I look for in cosmetics. Now, besides enjoying a good mustache, I do have a list for myself to go over when I look at each cosmetic in the workshop. Now, this checklist is art style, modeling, and creativity. The TF2 art style is iconic. If they had tried anything else, they tried realism at first, that wouldn't have worked. This game would not have survived as far as it did if it went to the realistic shooter military loadout. And there's nothing wrong with military realism, but it gets boring. There's just one after another. So TF2 had to, break the mold, and it did. And now it is over like 16 years old at the time, I'm not sure, but it is such a beautiful art style. It's the shapes, the coloring, the styling. Like the comics are great, and the if you look at the concept art, it's beautiful. Now, however, when you try to put that style in a 3D cosmetic that you have no reference for because Valve hasn't made their own cosmetics to, reference off. You kind of have to do it yourself and you have to guess, like, oh, will this look good? And some cosmetics do not look good. They just don't. For example, that war mask for Heavy. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It does not look good. It is not in the style. And I'm not going to rant about cosmetics I don't like right now. But my point is 3D modeling and making the style, the artist style TF2, it has to line up for me. And there are guidelines on a official wiki for Steam Cosmetics that apparently the team uses. And I'm gonna just have that be scrolling just down. Yep, there we go. Now, I won't read it all, but this is the current guidelines for the workshop creators, to my knowledge. And do they use this? I have no idea. But let's continue. Modeling is very much connected to art style. Uh, but I do consider it its own thing due to the technical side of it. And I've tried myself to use Blender, and we're not going to show any of my attempts because they're just absolute trash. But regardless, when I look at models, I look at how they fit the character's body and face. Do they flex properly? Is there any clipping? Does it actually look like the mercs will wear that? Or will it look like a plastic little liner over him, like a garbage bag? Those kind of things. Now, I've seen some badly modeled cosmetics and things that have haunted me, Sometimes I wake up in a cold sweat and I see Scooby Doo Heavy. So, good modeling is very important when you want to make a good cosmetic. And the coloring could be amazing. The art style could be on point, but when you have a crappy model, like you have an original idea and you get it out there, like kudos for you, but it looks like crap. So all that could happen and it just wouldn't line up. And you gotta be careful because the idea could be wonderful and creative, which leads me to my next point. Putting it bluntly, there is little to no room for an original idea in the workshop. The workshop guidelines say, and I quote, 1950s or 1960s design maintains character, personality, and bio. I think we all know those guidelines have been ignored many, 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 many times. And I think it's a good idea. It's a good thing because we all know TF2 is a wacky game. We have robots that drop money. We have made up metal that makes you immortal. Yetis existed. There's a wizard that shows up, and Demo's eyeball is cursed. This isn't a serious game, and it is a good thing, or it wouldn't have survived this long. Now, however, creators do try to keep to the character's personality, which can be repetitive. You can see that Scout gets a lot of sporty cosmetics, mostly baseball or basketball or, sports fan. And Demo gets the Scottish and pirate cosmetics, and Heavy gets. Yeah, you get what I'm saying there. And this game has been around for 16 years by this point, so what the creators have to do is make their own twist on it. At this point, seeing who could do the idea first and make it their own, who could do it better, it's competitive. And it can also be considered for fashion in general. Like these creators have to be creative with fashion. They have to figure out, hey, will this Barbie dress-up game be good? Will this fit this Barbie dress-up game? And I think we just need to consider how much effort it is to be creative. I've seen a lot of bashing over the creativity over a cosmetic, like, oh, I've seen this cosmetic before. Yeah, there's gonna be hundreds of mustaches, man. There's gonna be hundreds. Facial hairs everywhere. But I digress. So when I look at a cosmetic I've seen before, I take a good look.
Yeah!
Thinking, does this bring anything new? Is there any spice to it? And often it does, but there are some I'm
Yes!
just bored with. Now, I would like to mention this from my point of view. I am in no way saying I'm the cosmic critic. I'm not a cosmetic expert. I am just saying that this is how I look at the workshop, how I see things, how what leads me to vote in favor and enjoy a cosmetic. Now, I would love to hear from you guys. Like, what do you look for cosmetics? What do you like to figure out and see? Oh, I like that. I mean, it's just a style taste. Like, that's the thing. You have a taste of style, and it's wonderful. We're all different. We're all not gonna like the same cosmetics, and that's fair. Like Big Joey, Wheezy, they will show you cosmetics that they like, and that's okay. I may not agree with it. I don't think, oh, some people do, but hey, we're all here to support the game. We're supporting the creators, and we're just here to look absolutely fabulous. So, next time you go on to the workshop, please think about what your man could be. Thank you, have a nice day, and talk to you soon. Bye.